Hello, everyone. Today is January 10th, 2024. The news segment. I got a ballot in the mail for the partisan offices for primaries in my state. And you can see this Democrat one here. I don't even know any of these people at all, except for uh, Mr. Biden. And I don't think any of the other people are even got a super paced area. Wow. Just rock. Wow, that's a name right there. And then we got the Republican side here. And the only name I recognize on here is Nikki Haley. All the rest of these people are dropped out. I'm pretty sure are definitely Pence, Tim Scott. The other ones I don't even know of. They don't even have Trump on here. They just left him off the ballot. There's been no trials or court cases in the state that I'm in regarding taking him off the ballot or anything. So he should be on there as one of the people for the primaries. You know, that's these people that are running these the state offices here to do the elections are just pretty ridiculous. I mean, we have to clean out. We need to clean house when it comes to these local offices. You know, anybody out there, when it comes to your local offices in your town, that's where the voting needs to start. You know, and I think this upper end voting stuff is probably just nonsense anyway. We don't get nothing today. The fact that they're just going to deny you the vote of who you want to vote for at this point. I mean, you know, these people who talk about democracy. You know, Trump is such a threat to our democracy that we gotta not put him on the vote. You know, put him on the ballot to vote for. The irony must be lost on these people. I mean, it really must be. They just don't get it. The same people that are saying there that he's upset elections or whatever they said, you know, and that when they're doing the same, they're doing that. That's what they are doing. There's literally whatever they say that the other side is doing, the Democrats, whatever they say that the Republicans are doing, it's actually the Democrats. That's Sal Alinsky's book of Rules for Radicals. They're communists, man. These people are communist, 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 communist. Sick of them. All right, so get that out of my system. Now go on with the news here. What was it? Oh, here just a side note. There, they handed over the reins to Disney handed over the reins from that one lady to another lady, who's probably even worse for the Star Wars franchise. Kathleen Kennedy was the one who was ruining it beforehand for Disney, and now they've handed over to, I can't even remember this lady's name. She's a feminist, hardcore, you know, probably, likes to have short hair and wear jeans, kind of one, you know, one of those kind of feminists. Yeah, that's the way she looks to me. And yeah, she's right for the job, just really to put the final touches on the end of Star Wars. You know, I've been saying it for a while. That, you know, I did not watch Star Wars since the first three of after the original. Which is, you know, that the reboot or whatever you want to call those ones, and I watched them one time, and I didn't care for them. That's the first they couldn't hold a candle to the first three Star Wars, I thought, and then when they started with after those second three, the prequels, I guess you call them, then that was for me. It was just over. You know, what can I say about it? It was just over. Okay, sorry about that. My phone just started blowing up with all kinds of nonsense. I was trying to read that and just cut me off. So anyway, what was this last thing I said? Star Wars, right. Okay, Star Wars. There is no Star Wars. That's just, they were able to take a huge billions and billions of dollar property and just drive it right into the ground. So, it's what more I can say about it. So, moving on with the news. An interesting little thing that they've they said here. Got a couple of things from stories from New York. Um, one of them is they're getting so crowded, so many buses coming in from New York, from Texas and wherever else they're coming from. They decided they close a high school to let the illegals go into the high school, like 2,000 of them, because of the cold weather. So they're gonna have to put them in this high school, and the kids are gonna have to do remote learning. So, that's great. And the kicker of it is that the name of it's American High School in New York City. Yes, that's the name of it, American High School. And so all these students are being displaced and having to be forced back to a remote learning type thing, like they did during the C to the V nonsense. And that was still worked out so good for kids, because they got to miss all their school stuff. So we'll see how long the people out there where they're sitting there all winter in there, because it's cold in New York pretty much, like 3 months now. That time of year kind of doesn't change. So there you go. That's another. It's really getting ridiculous with these Democrats just letting. I mean, it's treasonous, in my opinion. The amount of the letting these people cross the border like that, giving them money, and all these freebies and stuff like that from when they're here illegally, you're displacing American citizens for these illegal people. I mean, honestly, can anybody out there explain this one and make that make sense to anybody? I mean, I don't know who that makes sense to. They're displacing veterans to put them into hotels for illegal people and giving them money. They're displacing students, American children, to house immigrant illegals there and make the kids suffer without their friends and putting behind them learning more, just like we did before. This makes no sense to me. And if it makes sense to anybody out there, let me know, because I'm not getting it. And then the other thing that makes sense to me is they're flooding us out for the reason that the conspiracy reasons that we've been told, or the theories that we've think about, called a replacement, new voting bloc. That's what it's all about. Why else would you flood the country like this with these people like that and give them all this money and all this other stuff? I mean, just to delude us. It's the only reason it can be. It's my opinion. Anyway, so if that doesn't make you mad, then I don't know what would, because that makes me pretty mad. So another story from New York, this doesn't make me mad. It's just make me scratch my head and go, what the heck is going on with this world? They found underneath a Jewish synagogue a bunch of tunnels. Yeah, tunnels underneath a Jewish synagogue that were hidden tunnels, and apparently they were in the process of trying to put concrete down there or something, hide them, and somebody other people in the temple questioned what was going on, and and there was a brawl broke out between the Jews in there and each other because of whatever they on the news. It showed they're bringing these mattresses out from these tunnels, and they have stains on them of, I don't know, dark stains on these mattresses that were coming from down there. So what was going on in these tunnels, we can only imagine, and there's going to be a whole lot going on with that. That's going to be seriously. I mean, just happens to come out at this time too. Like when you got all this stuff going on in Israel, and people are, are you for Palestine? Are you for Israel? This and that, and all of a sudden, Israel Jews have fallen off the protected list apparently, and just so happens that all of a sudden they find out they got some kind of underground tunnel thing going on with Jews and involving mattresses, and you know how that goes from there. You just put two and two together. We don't have to say the words. We know what that means. So that's just a narrative they're trying to push on them, and to make the more negative thought towards Jewish people, and it's the timing of these things. The timing of these things sometimes is very questionable, very suspicious. So there's something that they know about this before, and now it comes out, and I question these things, because it's just the timing of these things is just so curious, very curious, that when these kind of things happen, especially with all the the negative things going on all over the place with the free speech kind of thing with the Harvard professor and her resigning and because of the whole thing about the free speech with the being able to talk about genocide of the Jews. Okay, that's because of Hamas and all. This it's backwards. I mean, honestly, that should not be. You should be able to talk about that too. It's free speech means free speech. It doesn't mean that you can be limited, whether it's because the Jews or the Palestinians or whoever, the Democrats, Republicans, whoever you want to talk about, and you don't have to love everybody, and you can say that you don't like them. You can say that you would like to see them not around anymore. I don't see the problem with that because it's called free speech. No, you're not telling somebody to go do it, but you can sure have an opinion about it. I think you should be able to. Whether I'm not anti-Jewish, and I'm not saying nothing bad about the Jews. But I'm saying you should be able to if you want to. It should not be a crime to like they want to make it illegal to be a denier of what. And that's BS. Okay, that you can't make a law that says you cannot. I have to believe what you tell me. I'm not saying this true or false. I'm not. That's not even going down that road. But I'm saying if I wanted to not believe it, then you can't force me to. And that's like 1984 kind of stuff. And 2 + 2 is 5, and you're going to believe it because that's what it's against the law to not believe it. That's we're people out there. We're in serious trouble in this country. I mean, our Constitution is under full attack, and like freedom of speech, the Second Amendment is under attack. The Fourth Amendment is under attack. You're not receiving your papers, and things like that. That's Trump right there. That's what Fourth Amendment violations. And how about the fact that they're holding people in jail that have not been even sentenced or charged, and they've been holding them since for 3 years, man, and jail in just limbo. That is something that a fascist a fascist state does. That is something that, they're calling Republicans fascists as they're holding people without even charging them in jail as political prisoners. That is something that China does, that Russia does, that North Korea does. And they got the nerve to sit out there and say that they're the ones protecting democracy. I mean, they're sickening. They lie straight to your face as they're holding the lie right in one hand, and you can see the lie, but in the other, on the other side of their mouth, they're going, "No, we're not lying. No, we're not. We're protecting democracy." When we're not even a democracy, for one. I'm so tired of hearing that. When you hear people say that, if you're talking to people out there, and you hear them say we're democracy, tell them we're not a democracy. We're a representative republic. Get it straight, because it's not a democracy. And every time these people say that, it's like they keep. It's a threat to our democracy. It's a threat to our democracy. It's a threat to our democracy. I mean, how many times have you heard that crap? It's nonsense. Okay? Donald Trump is not a threat to our democracy because we don't have a democracy, and he's not a threat to our republic either. Okay? And at least these people that are supposed to be in politics and doing it and running the show and up there, you think that they know what form of government they're participating in. No, maybe they do, huh? Maybe it is a democracy. But since they ain't the majority, they just steal it. They make themselves the majority. That's how you get 81 million votes. That's how that works exactly. So yeah, I believe that about as much as I believe that. Okay, we'll move on from that whole point there. Politics. And I said last year, or 2 years ago, I guess. When the election, that if it didn't go out, and I knew how it was going to come out, I knew it was nonsense, and I wasn't going to do it no more. So probably not going to do it. But just having the part of the news, not to report on, because people out there are interested in it, and we'll see where it goes with it. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be another nightmare when it comes to the this upcoming election, 2024. I think this whole year of 2024 is going to be just all kinds of revelations going to come out with it. We got the Epstein thing and all that, what's going on with that. But what you're going to see is that nobody gets in trouble for it. No, they're going to have all the names and all this other stuff, and they know exactly what it's all about. But nobody's going to get in trouble for it. But they're going to keep the people in jail that were, that walked through the Capitol for 2 years on charge. But these people that they know what they're doing on this Epstein place, they're not going to have nothing happen to them. Of course not. Of course, there's no proof other than a manuscript of a plane log. That's proof of nothing really. It's proof that you're on a plane. So, You know, and we already know who these people are. We already know the names, and don't even need to really see these logs that come out or whatever. I don't, they're gonna drip them out all throughout the winter, I'm sure, and just, there'll be every time they need a little news story, they'll pop that up, and but like I said, nothing doesn't come of it. I mean, we already know who these people are. They're the same people that they've been talking about for all the conspiracies have been talking about. They're the same people, and when it all comes out, they're the same people, and we'll be proven right that they're the same people, and nothing will be done. That'll be that. So do what we do. So now we know that they took a plane ride to a little island, and it's a little island. Whatever. So we'll move on from that too. That's just more distraction, I'm sure, is what it is. It's just distractions. Weather events, tornadoes. We had overnight, I guess, there was a tornado that hit Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, some other Midwest state there, and did some substantial damages. Some people were killed. I said 4 people, I think, were killed overall, which is for having nighttime tornadoes. That's pretty not bad, considering. But there's some that showed that Florida, their town, and it was pretty messed up. In the same town that got hit by a hurricane a few years back, I guess. So, they really don't like Florida, I guess. So, whoever's turns on the switches and buttons and all that. We know that possibility has been being admitted to too. That they can make it rain, they can make it snow, they can make the wind blow. Just that's a fact, Jack. And I've done it for a long time. The place where I live, they were doing experiments in the mountains in the early 70s, and they would have these big cannons up on the mountain, and they would blow up silver oxide and aluminum whatever up in these clouds when the storms come in the winter. And we had some hellacious storms in the 70s on the back of that side of that mountain that they come off of. So, and that was they were very far along on that technology. And this was the 70s, like I say. So you see these aircraft that do that crisscross tic-tac-toe pattern up in your skies, and that's what they're doing. And don't for a second think that it's anything but that. It is not. I was born and I grew up by an airport. And my whole life, I had airplanes going by me. They were literally in my backyard. And I've seen all kinds of airplanes and watched them daytime, nighttime, winter, summer, fall, spring, whole 9 yards. I know the difference between a water that's coming from the heat of the engine, and it leaves a thing behind it. And I know the difference between something being sprayed out of it. There's a big, huge difference on the time that it lingers in the air. It's not like it's hard to see at all. And the time that it lingers in the air is vastly different, vastly. So believe on that. When people are saying that and they try to say that that's not happening and it's just water, it's not. Okay, it's not. Let's get real with shit. I'm not even kidding. I literally can tell the sound of the airplanes. I don't have to even see it. I know if it's a 737, a 747, a Cessna, a Piper Cub, a fighter jet. I can tell the difference in sounds that I've heard for my whole life, and that's a long time to be hearing airplane sounds. So, okay, moving on. I guess that tornadoes in Florida and that's the last thing about that. So, like, the whole point of that tornadoes is, Florida is not really Biden country. You know what I mean? So, don't put nothing past these people that they wouldn't hurt something or someone or something to further their cause. That these Democrats, I'd be very careful of them. These people right now, they're very dangerous, and they have nothing to lose. Is the thing really, and they've gotten what they did to get where they're at. The whole stealing thing. They're not trying to even give that up. They're seriously not trying to do that at all. And I think that they're capable of just about anything to keep what they're doing, what they got going on, because they know if somebody else gets in there at this point, and especially if they're not on the team, so to speak, like them, like there are Republicans that are just as along with them, just the same thing. You can't 99% of the Republicans, you can't trust them either. I'm not even about either one of them. They're both corrupt and just disgusting as far as I'm concerned, most of them. So the administration that's in there right now, though, they definitely don't want somebody in there that's going to open the books, so to speak. And I would not put it past them to by any means necessary, make sure that they stay in power at this point. And that's really how I feel that they're capable of anything. I mean, I've seen enough of these people to know that they're capable of anything. And so, keep your eyes open, keep your head on swivel out there. And we got all these illegals in our country running rampant. Just might as well, stay strapped out there and kind of, just look where you're. Be aware of your surroundings, because these people that are coming into our country illegally. I don't know. They're not here legally, so anything they can do is in fact, my nephew, this illegal immigrant was freaking driving a vehicle and drunk and crashed into my nephew's travel trailer, and the pop out was stuck out, and it hit the pop out. And it's like a $30,000 travel trailer, and it just cremated the pop out from this guy hitting it in his truck, and he's got no insurance because it's illegal. So guess what? My nephew gets? He gets screwed. That's what he gets. It can't be repaired because there's no insurance to repair it. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, that's how that works. You got but give them right to vote and give them driver's license. They can do all that stuff. Drive drunk and everything else. No insurance. Yeah, that's great. They don't have to have anything. Now, you or I get caught with no insurance and crashing into something, you get in jail for bodily injury or whatever it is, or anything else. And these people are being allowed they're giving them money to, and they're, even another last one thing. California offered them the illegals, they can get free health care too. That all of us taxpayers pay for. So they get free money that should be going to other people like veterans or something like that, and they get money, they get free places that should be going to kids at schools and veterans in motels and whatever. They get all that, and they get free health care from California. And on top of that, Governor Newsom said that they will pay for gender assignment surgery for them too for free. Isn't that wonderful? So all these Chinese and Guatemalan men of military age and everything, they can go get their Johnsons whacked off and become girls if they want to. And California will pay for it because they're so damn progressive and so good. They're just good people. I hope they take him up on it. I hope that California I hope that all the Chinese nationals that have come into this country that are of military age, I hope they all go to California and get their wieners cut off and become women. That would be wonderful. I fully support that. Totally. All right, that's the news for today. Everybody have a great day, and like and subscribe. Leave a message in the comments if you want, and let me know if I'm wrong on this or what. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.